Welcome to my podcast. I'm the Laughing Philosopher. Life is complicated. You are complicated. Everything seems to have been figured out, except how to live a happy life, guided by wisdom and reason. What does it mean to be a good person? What is love? Who am I before I was told who I am? Why haven't I found myself yet? Why do I have regrets? Is this a just world? Almost from the moment of birth, we've been told how to behave, how to fit in, and how to fulfill other people's expectations. We grow to fear that we will lack importance or cease to exist in the lives of others if we think for ourselves and question the rules and roles that we've been told define us. Only when wisdom and reason removes this illusion can we live authentically in the world around us and become our real selves. Episode number 10. Are you wrong? I have a confession. I've been wrong. I feel like running home to my mother and licking my wounds. But my mother blames me for my failures, and some wounds are impossible to reach with my tongue. Even as a boy, I often found myself reflecting on my actions and decisions and carefully calculating the rightness and wrongness of them. Now that I'm an OG, an old guy, I often find myself reflecting on the same choices. And although the contents of my life have not changed, my arithmetic is very different. Why? Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards, said Kierkegaard. I believed that what is in my mind must be true, or it wouldn't be there in the first place. Now I see, and I cannot unsee, that I have been wrong about many things. I feel like the world's greatest fool. You're about to hear my list of the top 14 lies I once told myself. Number 1, I was wrong. If God exists, then he prefers people to be free with the risk of disorder rather than to obey a book of instructions and live without freedom. Number 2, I was wrong. There is not just one right way, but 100 right ways of accomplishing anything. Number 3, I was wrong. It is not the strong that survive, but the durable. Number 4, I was wrong. God doesn't care what people do in bed, as long as it's interesting. I want you to name 25 people from the 16th century. Name any person you can remember who lived in the 1500s. And if you can't remember 25 people, then how many people from this generation, from the 21st century, do you think will be remembered 500 years from now? You see, I was wrong. I will not be remembered. Number 6, I was wrong. The evil in the world is not the price we pay to have free will. There is free will in heaven, and yet there is no evil. Number 7, I was wrong. No one can comb my hair as pretty as the wind. Number 8, I was wrong. Democracy is stupid. Who killed Socrates? Who voted for Hitler? Heaven is not a democracy. Why does a fool have the same vote as a wise person? Number 9, I was wrong. I took jobs I really didn't want. I bought things I really didn't need. I tried to impress people I really didn't like. I embraced ideas I really didn't believe. I did as I was told and lived so falsely and so poorly that my life wasn't worth living in the first place. Number 10, I was wrong. Of all the souls I have known, the best Christians have been Muslims and Buddhists and Jews and atheists. Jesus Christ, I've found, is irrelevant only to Christians. Number 11, I was wrong. Life, what is it but a dream? The past already happened. It's a dream, an illusion. The future hasn't happened yet. It's a dream, a fantasy. My life has been consumed by dreams. I've watched the seconds pass by like ticks of a clock, each empty tick, just like the one before it, devoid of feeling, meaning, and emotion. I should have lived in this moment. I should have lived in the now. That's where I was born. That's where I belonged. Be here now. It's the only true reality, and it is always now. Number 12, I was wrong. I called something utopian as if to dismiss it as entirely unrealistic. Now I see that if there is no hope, then there is no life. Number 13, I was wrong. Almost from the moment of birth, I was told what to think. I don't even know who I am. I know only who I was told I am. But who was I before I was told who I am? And I believe the things I was told as a child for the rest of my life. To think as a child thinks, to believe as a child believes, and to reason as a child reasons. Even as I became an old guy, and as I look over my shoulder at my foolish choices, I just shake my head in wonder and despair. A child's mind feels safe and familiar. It's easier just to believe the lies you are told than to think for yourself. And the longer you believe a lie, the more familiar it feels, and the less it matters to you that it's not the truth. It feels safe not to think and reason for yourself. Ancient lies become modern conveniences, and conveniences quickly become necessities. It feels dangerous to have an open mind and to dare figure out the truth for yourself. So you cling and wait. Cling to the lies and wait for the truth. And then you wake up and you realize that all you get by waiting is more waiting. You realize that a closed mind may be safe, but that's not what the human mind is for. And number 14, I was wrong. What is the meaning of life? No one knows. Everyone guesses, and your guess is as good as anyone else's guess. Why do you think there are so many religions? Why do you think there are so many experts like Jesus, Muhammad, and Siddhartha? Why do you think God wrote so many books? There is no absolute certainty. Not knowing gives birth to made-up stuff, just as wealth leads to disappointment. And because we must have an answer, not knowing makes the made-up nonsense feel more likely to be true. But you don't need a priest. You don't need a book. any priest, any book, to tell you what you should think, to tell you what you should feel, and to dictate how you should behave toward God or your neighbors. You are a human being with a mind of your own, in the universe that gave you life. No less than the sun and the stars, you have a right to be here. You have all the authority you need to make up your own mind. You hold all the cards. I was wrong about so much. Are you wrong? Fear not. If a person came to you and said he was wrong, and you felt he was sorry, what would you do? Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Corey, the Laughing Philosopher. Thanks for listening to my podcast. I've devoted my professional life to the intersection of sociology and philosophy, where the contemporary problems of life meet the ideas and convictions of the greatest human minds. Join me by subscribing to The Laughing Philosopher as we use reason and wisdom to explore big answers to the most important of all big questions: how to live.